Thank you. So next up, we have one of our organizers here as well, who helped quite a bit. You can thank him for the porta potties just down there on the road.
Thank you, Matt.
All right.
Another Matt.
And you can also thank him for what you see flying above you.
Yeah.
I'd like to introduce to you Matthew
Hayward.
Hayward.
I guess they didn't arrest him. Yay!
I want to thank everyone for standing for something. Those who stand for nothing will fall for anything.
Yep.
A good friend of mine, Taman Miller, opened up with those lines here at the state capitol at a rally several years ago. And he's not here to join us today, and he won't be at any rallies in the future. Taman was a victim of the stay-at-home and suffer policy. I want to tell you a little bit about Taman. Taman grew up in Kansas, and at 16 attended Wichita State University and became the youngest pledge president in the history
Stay
of the
home and
National
suffer,
Kappa
that's the
Sigma
truth.
fraternity. At 17, he had a seizure that left him with mental health issues. He had irrational ideas that would get stuck in his head and spiral out. He had terrible anxiety, but despite these things, he continued on and went through AmeriCorps, volunteered at Stand Up for Kids, a nonprofit in Olympia that helped homeless youth get back on their feet. We attended the Evergreen State College together. There we started a student group called Conservative Support Group.
Yeah.
We could have used a lot more support. Taman was kind and gentle soul who loved God and people and animals. He was an activist who stood up for what he believed. His intellect, sense of humor, and friendship and love will be greatly missed by family and friends. Taman was a casualty of Jay Inslee's policy of picking winners and losers, both in the economy as well as life itself. Socializing was critical for Taman's mental health. He had been nervous, over self-conscious, but he forced himself to get out and do things like speaking at rallies, going in front of the city council, and collecting signatures. As we transitioned into the stay-at-home and suffer, Taman could no longer volunteer or work. His job selling cars was over, and he was suffering. I talked with Taman daily, and the suffering increased, and he became an irrational idea that he had COVID-19. He was terrified that he would give it to someone else, and he was spiraling out of control.
This is what fear does to you, folks.
Groceries and vitamins and leaving food on his porch. Things took a turn for the worst, and he went to the hospital after not sleeping for several days and struggling to breathe with panic attacks. They did some tests, but refused to test for COVID-19, which he was sure he had. We're sure he didn't, but he just thought he had that idea. They sent him home to suffer. Friday, April 10th, I found Taman's body in the bushes behind his apartment.
Oh, God.
The suffering overwhelmed him, and he took his own life.
Thanks, Jay!
Rest in peace, my friend. I'm positive
Democrat policies
it was not
suck.
for the stay-at-home and suffer policy, Taman would be standing before you today instead of me.
Oh, my gosh.
I know Taman would want me to close, not on a sad note, but on a strong note. So those who stand for nothing will fall for anything.
Yes.
We do not have a permit to be here. We are not social distancing. We are not allowed to assemble in large groups.
Whoa.
Yet we are here. The governor and the local governments can pass rules and laws all day long to infringe upon our liberties, but talk is cheap. We will not comply.
We will not comply! We will not comply!
If they want our liberty, they're going to have to come and take it.
Yep! Come and take it!
I was busy for the last 45 minutes talking with DES and the state police who wanted me to take down my tent.
Suck
I was coming to give a speech about not complying. I kept trying to tell the trooper. He said, "Will you just compromise?"
No.
I said, no.
No.
I honestly thought I was going to be arrested as they escalated things and moved in closer and surrounded the area. I have nothing against the police officers.
Right.
But it's important we stand our ground. And the way that ended was them coming
backing
over
down
to me elbow bumping me and telling me to have a good day.
Yeah! And that's how you do it, folks. Stand up for your
Be free,
rights.
Washington.
Be free! Woo! USA! 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 USA!